Hey everybody, welcome back to Link Cable and Civilization 5. Eric and I are expanding in our civilization, and I need to adopt a policy before I continue.
Really?
I think I'll take honor, because I have not taken that yet. I think it's the only one I can take right now. What?
Just, I can't, I don't know if I can look at your,
Checking on you real
policies, but there are trees involved in the, policy stuff, so it's more than just accepting, like, that specific policy. You can, like, if you mouse over one of the selections, there'll be, like, a bunch of little icons, and you can adopt those as well as parts of the policy, and they each have, like, specific advantages. And usually it's best to kind of focus on, like, a specific one for a little bit. It's not necessarily problematic to branch out, but
you can adopt multiple different policies, right?
yeah, you can adopt, you could technically adopt all of them, but some of them conflict. Like, you can't take piety rather at the same time as rationalism, and you have to choose between order, autocracy, and freedom.
Sure.
When you get to that point. But one way to win the game is by finishing 5 of the policy branches. So, like, you could take tradition, liberty, honor, piety, and patronage, and just fill them out, and then create the Utopia project, and that would be a way to win.
Okay. So as soon as you reach, like, the end goal, the Utopian city, you just automatically win?
Yeah, there are multiple ways to win the game. Oh, sorry, I didn't advance to the next turn. That's my bad. But you can win through military domination. You can wipe all the other players off the map.
Sure.
You can win through a scientific way, which is to advance to, like, the highest level of technology and then create a spaceship. Like, you research and build, like, the various pieces to a spaceship, and the first one to complete the spaceship wins the scientific victory. I think there's no wealth victory in this. There is a wealth victory in
Civ 4, right?
I'm not sure about Civ 4. I know it's in Civ Revolution. And then the other one is diplomatic. You research to some point, and then, I don't know, you create the United Nations, and then you get, like, 8 votes in the United Nations, and then you win. So there are multiple ways to go about winning. I personally find that it's hard not to wind up going for a military victory, because I hate everyone.
The fastest? Or
it's not necessarily the fastest. It's just that, like, the NPCs kind of piss me off, and I want to stop dealing with their bullshit.
You're tired of being diplomatic. You just want to take over by taking out everybody else, right?
Pretty much. And there'll be a lot of points where, like, you'll start running out of land to settle in, and then they'll be like, you need to stop settling near us. And then they'll walk a settler over right next to your borders and then make a city next to you, and if you tell them to stop, they'll be like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And so I'm like, I'm going to take all your cities.
Sure.
That seems pretty reasonable.
Oh, man.
You brought this on yourself.
Got a few barbarians around here.
Oh good, you're researching, or creating a settler. Oh yeah, those barbarians might be a bit of a problem.
There's quite a bit of them over here.
Yeah, you should be able to handle it. You're stronger than they are, I think. Yeah.
I could win with a minor victory.
It'll take a few turns, but you could probably win.
So they're moving towards my city, so I think I'm just going to take them out. I also built workers.
Yeah, keep them inside your borders, because what they do is make tile improvements, which you can only create inside the borders of your influence.
That's something I didn't know, so I'll leave them in there.
Yeah,
Do they
and
have
so
to be in the same tile to improve it? Or
yeah,
is it just
they have to be standing on the tile to
Okay.
improve it.
calendar?
And there'll be suggestions, for example, like if you click on your worker, you might see a tile that has an icon pop up on it, like a white icon. It'll at this point it'd probably be a farm or something.
Well, it says recommended to construct a mine, so I think I'll. Yeah, it says I can construct a mine here, so I should go for that.
And that's a good example. So like each tile has like specific things that would be good for it. So like to get those gems on that tile, you would need to build a mine. To get those bananas right near your city, you would need to build a plantation.
Right.
And like the jungles and forests, you could create a logging, whatever the hell it's called, a lumber mill, I guess.
Yeah.
To increase production. So.
It's interesting.
And it's somewhat self-explanatory what they benefit. So like mines will give you production, which allows you to build things faster. Farms give you more food, so your population grows faster.
All right. So I just promoted my warriors.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna probably want to heal them up before you go after.
That's
the other
true.
guys.
Yeah, I was just about to bring them back into the safety of my borders. Do they have to be in the city itself in order to regain hit points, or is it just in the borders?
No, a lot of units can regain health anywhere. They'll regain more health, I believe, if they're in your area of influence. But some units, like ships, naval ships, I think, can only repair when they're in your borders. But warriors, I believe, can heal anywhere.
All right. So instead of healing them all right now, I think I'm going to go with drill and increase their combat strength on rough terrain, purely because these barbarians to the northwest of me here seem to be on a hill.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure I can take them out as easy as possible.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of forest around, so that's a good choice either way. What do I
There's some
want?
flat terrain around here, but not enough to make it to warrant that upgrade right now, at least.
It's probably a bad idea because I don't have that much production, but I'm gonna try and work on a wonder. Did I explain to you what wonders are?
I think you did last video, but we can
Chance.
go over it again if you want.
Basically speaking, wonders are big projects that you can make that have very specific benefits that they provide when you create them. But the flip side is that there can only be one of them in the game. So like the Colossus, for example, which I'm trying to build, would give me a variety of things like any building would, like culture and gold and stuff.
Yeah.
It also has the benefit of giving me 1 gold on the water tiles that my city is working, which another building wouldn't give, and Stonehenge doesn't really do anything, but they'll have a bunch of like unique effects, so they're worth making. It's just sometimes kind of a gamble, because somebody might be able to make theirs sooner or faster than you, and you would lose all that progress.
Can you make them faster later on in the game, or is it better to do it like soon in the game?
It depends, because sometimes it's better to just kind of plug away at it and work on it sooner than someone else. Because if you work on it sooner, someone else who has faster production might simply just not start building it until you're almost done. But generally, it's just better to build them in cities that have higher production and can, start and finish them very quickly.
I'm going to go for archery.
That is a useful... Especially if you've got those barbarians around, archers will be helpful.
Yeah, I have 5 more turns to go until I produce my next settler, since I figure I should get 2 cities going for right now, since I can't get Sydney on my side yet. And then I think after that I'll produce some archers. Right now
Also,
my workers are busy removing this jungle. I think they're still just going to continue to do that.
It's worth mentioning also that I think it's probably worth investing research into like naval research, because it seems like this map has a lot of small land masses with water between it. So
yeah, it's hard to tell yet, but it seems like there is going to be hard. If I ever wanted to get to you, I'd probably have to go around a bit of land here.
We basically have to go down and to the right. Or for me, at least.
Yeah. Well, it's probably going to be the same for me. I could either go down or south or northwest or something.
I don't think you could go northwest unless there's like one hidden tile that I'm not seeing. Because it looks like I'm basically on a peninsula.
Mm-hmm. I can see you have the tip there. Yeah. So it's probably the south is probably the best bet. Alright, and so we've entered the classical era, or at least Selenium has. See, these barbarians are possibly approaching my city borders, and I probably only have one more turn until my warriors are at full strength again, so if they come close, they probably won't be too much of a problem.
Well, they're not a threat now anyway. They could attack your warriors, but they probably won't. Yeah, they didn't.
They moved adjacent to me, so I might just...
Yeah, you could take them out now.
Go for them. Yep. Proved to be quick work for them.
Well, they're still there, but...
Well, they're not going to be much of a threat later on. So, the workers are just continuing to chip away at this tile. Is there a certain point where I want to like move to a different tile and maybe
when they're finished?
Yeah.
If you click on them, it'll show you like how far along until it's finished, what they're working on.
They don't really seem to be working on anything at the moment.
Oh, you may have inadvertently canceled it, so just click on mine construction again.
Alright. I may have. I wasn't paying attention.
Also, keep in mind, anyone who's watching, I mentioned this the first game, we're not playing this to show how amazing we are at it. We're playing this because I don't get that many opportunities to play it, and Joe is learning, so if we don't do anything right, that's why.
I mean, I feel like I'm learning, like, the more I play, and it's going along pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, but, it's a fairly easy game to pick up. It's one of those, you know, games that's like fairly simple mechanically, and it's pretty easy to learn. But there's so much complexity that it's like hard to be amazing at it, like based on the sheer number of difficulty levels that exists in this game, and I don't understand how people can even play on the hardest ones. You mentioned that you played on, because we're on Warlord, I believe, right? Yeah.
Okay, we're on Warlord. You said you were playing on a difficulty a little bit higher than that, and it wasn't going very well for you.
Yeah, well, I was also playing with a mod on that I hadn't been using before, and I think that may have increased the difficulty somewhat. But yeah, I'm not gonna claim that I'm amazing at this game. And it was actually kind of fucking hard. So.
Sure.
But that's a good thing at the same time. So what are you working on there?
Well, right now I'm choosing another social policy, and I'm going into one of the trees. I just kind of went ahead and chose tradition, liberty, and honor. And I'm honestly, I'm not sure if that's like the best way you should go, but I'm choosing one of the first tree skills right now. So
it really depends, because technically tradition and liberty are opposing in function. Tradition is for an empire that's small and only has a few cities, and liberty is for an empire that wants to be big. But they have benefits which would work kind of regardless, so it's not necessarily a penalty that you've put points into both.
Right. Well, I kind of just put a point in, I think it was Liberty. Go for a free cultural building in my first 4 capitals, or my first 4 cities. And
I typically go for Liberty just because I like to be an expansionistic dick and secure all the land I can early on so that people don't take it from me.
Right. Well, I just went for that. Now I chose my next research project, which is masonry. Should be done in 2 turns.
Oh, wait, select, I'm curious, select a different one. I think we might share research, because it just said that I unlocked archery, but I didn't research it, so we could...
Are you on masonry now, then?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm curious to see if we can, like, if it combines our efforts and makes it go faster, if we choose the same one, or...
Which, option is it to change a research?
So just click on the masonry title, the blue bar, and it'll bring up the technologies.
Oh, hold on.
It's up on the top left if you're not.
Yeah, I just got it. I just accidentally hit it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'll switch to switch to riding or horseback. You have some fish nearby, so sailing wouldn't be a bad choice because you could make boats, and you could also make work boats to improve your source of fish. That's right near your city. All right.
So that's not a bad choice either.
I'll go for that for right now.
All right. Okay, so yeah, it does share it combines our science and makes it go faster if we both pick the same one.
Right. I guess
so
that's just a perk of being on a team.
Yeah. I didn't realize that it did that, but I guess that's kind of cool.
Alright, so now I get to choose another unit, so I will go... Well, I have some buildings available now. I can go for barracks or granary, or do a wonder, which is Stonehenge for me. So I think I kind of want to just stick with Archer, although part of me wants to get a settler or scout to explore more of this map.
I think either an Archer or Scout would do pretty well.
Since Scout's only 4 turns, I think I'll go for that right now. And then I have a settler here, so I should probably try and expand my borders.
Yeah.
Maybe go find another good city. I see Sydney over here is working on mine as well. Hopefully I can convince them to join us soon enough.
Yeah, if you make friends with them, they will trade their resources with you.
Right.
So, with settlers, I think I may have mentioned this before, but it'll recommend places. Oh, be careful with your settlers. If they get attacked by an enemy unit, they'll get captured automatically. They won't fight.
Okay.
So it's best when you're moving them around to move them with protection.
All right. Well, I'm 2 tiles away from potential city over here. I don't know, though. I think I might actually go south instead, since that is kind of closing the gap between our 2 teams, and it seems to be near more fish and resources.
If you move south, I think there might be kind of a choke point there. You could set up a city right in the middle of that choke point and kind of lock off land access to this little corner for yourself, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure of the exact geography down there, but...
Well, I think we'll find out soon enough. I think you just discovered some barbarians down there.
I did.
Alright. Alright.
I want a road.
Says Germany has announced the world that is now protecting Geneva. Attacking the city-state will greatly damage relations and may lead to war. Ain't too worried.
Let's see. I guess I'm gonna go with sailing also. See, that's the message that you get if somebody else builds the wonder.
Sure.
and that means you can't get it anymore.
Alright, so I can now build a road with my workers. I think that would probably be useful.
You wouldn't want a road until you have another city.
Alright, well that should be in a couple turns then, since I'm only, yeah, about 2 turns away from founding my next city.
You might want to build a farm before you work on a road.
Okay. That is also under the worker.
Actually, you could probably build a plantation at this point on one of the bananas. And that would get you a good food source.
Is it a banana icon, or is it... I thought it was just the fruit. Like that green apple logo.
Well, I mean, if you see... I don't know if you have the resource icons turned on, but there's...
I do.
It has a banana icon on that tile as
Maybe
well.
I just haven't seen one yet.
I mean, I know you have the ones with like the apple and the hammer on, but there's the other one, which is I think if you go to that.
I have to. Oh, I see now. I just had to enable it.
Yeah.
I see it there.
And that'll show you the special resources. Like you've got silver right next to it on the left, and then gems where you made that mine.
That is a luxury, isn't it?
Yeah, and luxuries are important because they'll increase the happiness of your cities. So it's always good to improve those, but bananas will be a good food source that you have to. I think you have to improve to get access.
I think in that case, I'll probably just my settlers are already, or I'm sorry, my workers are already by this plantation. They're already on top of it, and next turn, whenever. I guess you're done.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
It was my scout and I wasn't looking.
We'll still work on that.
Oh god. Barbarians already have spearmen?
I'll actually just do this real quick and then wrap up this episode.
That's no bueno.
Alright, with that done.
Was that the ending?
Almost. Just gonna do this last turn here. No.
I was gonna say that seemed like it was a really bad ending.
And yeah, see ya.
And I'm just gonna wrap it up.
I'm known for my good endings, Eric. You should know this by now. You should know this about me.
We're masters
It's true.
of graceful endings.
Yes.
No one can deny. So many city-states, Jesus Christ.
I'm going to work on construction. And in addition to that, I will build... You said a granary was probably a good idea.
If you don't have one, then yes, because that will
Correct.
increase the amount your population grows so that you can work more tiles.
So
which is always a plus.
Okay. Move my warriors there. Move my settlers there. On top of that city. I guess I will found that on the next episode.
Why'd you move your workers there, bro?
Jeez, I accidentally moved them. I meant to move my warriors. So, next turn, I will do that, and we'll be on the road to a glorious new civilization. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we will catch you next time on League Table.